Freem Family Brewers has opened up a second location in Milwaukee, just south of Portland, so you're now less than a half hour away from their 20-plus taps of award-winning beer and consistently delicious food. Plus, they're in an old firehouse where they turned the old fire pole into a fully functioning tap, which I think is really cool. And if beer isn't really your thing, well, they also have 3 bars with seasonal cocktails. Freem Milwaukee is open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Head over to freembeer.com for a full menu. That's PFRIEM beer.com. Doer Jeans is opening a store right here in Portland later this month, and if you haven't heard of them yet, let me tell you, they make stylish, comfortable clothes that are designed for a full day of living, from commuting to work to hanging out after. They're pioneers of blending technical innovation with everyday clothing without it looking like athletic wear. And you can try them out for yourselves now, because CityCast Portland listeners get 15% off your first order. Just mention the code CCPDX for your in-store purchase, or you can go online at shopdoer.com/CCPDX. That's shopdoer.com/CCPDX for 15% off your first order. With cooler weather on the way, now is the perfect time to replace any old drafty windows. And this month, you get 50% off all window styles at Window Nation. Plus, you could put 0 down, make 0 payments, and pay 0 interest for 2 whole years. They also use high-quality Milgard windows manufactured here in Portland that come with a lifetime warranty. Schedule a fast free estimate now with Window Nation at windownation.com. That's windownation.com. License number OR249. 9065. Today on CityCast Portland, we're talking about why Oregon gas prices are rising, if the mass layoffs in our region indicate another great recession, our state's legal battle with the federal government over the historic Columbia River Agreement, and so much more, including diving into our mailbag and hearing from you, our listeners. Joining me on this midweek roundup is our very own executive producer, John Notarianni. It's Wednesday, September 17th. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Before we jump in, just a note that after the interview, Gary Lennett, founder and CEO of Doer, will be joining us for a sponsored conversation about their new retail store in Nob Hill. All right, let's get into our midweek roundup. Welcome, everyone, to our midweek roundup. John, thanks for joining me this morning.
Hey, Claudia.
Today is the day we look at stories we might have missed out on late last week or over the weekend. And we've decided that unless there is a larger story for us to break down, these bi-weekly midweek roundups are going to become headline lightning rounds of 5 stories where we each get 1 minute to break them down. And we definitely time each other. Losers carry the shame of not being succinct. This seems to be a fan favorite, so we're going to keep doing it. You want to kick us off, John? Show them how it's done?
Yeah, count me in.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. If it seems like your gas prices have been going up to fill up your car, you're correct. Gas prices in Oregon rose by about 16 cents per gallon last week. That was because of an unplanned outage on the Olympic pipeline. This is what carries most of the fuel that we use here in Oregon down from like Washington and Canada into Portland, because Oregon doesn't have any of its own refineries. Unexpected shutdown, this supply was constrained for about 10 days, and so the flow did start again. So prices are going to be going down, but experts warn that like even high prices could persist for another week or so. And like, you know, none of us like having major gasoline infrastructure in our state, but this does show how Oregon's a little bit vulnerable because our supply is dependent on other places. And Oregon does have higher gas prices than is normal. It's about $4.29 a gallon. The national average is around $3.18 a gallon. We're about $1 more expensive than the rest of the country.
Oh, time 59 seconds.
Boom!
Look at you. All right.
Right on the money.
You answered all my questions. Like, I was going through this whole thing like, well, how much more expensive are we? Oh, no, for how long?
I mean, the flow is back on, so they are expecting that prices are going to begin coming down. I mean, you know, probably by the end of the week, we'll be back to about normal. But as we all know, gasoline still is rather expensive in Portland, as it is everywhere.
Yeah, California has its own refineries. I know that.
Yeah, but California taxes them to like do things like make their state better. So,
Oh my God, suckers.
which is to say, we do have a gas tax. We just increased the gas tax at the state, just in case anybody's like, "But what about the gas tax in Oregon?"
Yeah, it goes to our crumbling roads.
Yes. All right.
Sorry. We're so snarky this morning. I want everyone to know that I am coming down with something, so I'm like extra prickly. I apologize. I love Oregon. I love taxes.
I've got some good news later on in the segment,
Okay.
so this isn't going to be all doom and gloom. But this next one is going to be doom and gloom, Claudia. You want me to count you in?
Hold on. First off, my headline comes from Oregonian reporter Mike Rogaway. I just wanted to make sure I got that in.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oregon employers have reported more than 11,000 layoffs since the start of last year, surpassing layoff stats from the Great Recession in 2008. Specifically, employers are averaging more than 600 Oregon layoffs a month so far this year. Unemployment has been steadily rising since the past year, but it's still only just 5%, a moderate level by historical standards, which suggests that most people who lose their jobs are actually finding new work relatively quickly, unlike in 2008 when the state's jobless rate topped 11%. So, some good news, but the companies responsible for the largest amount of layoffs are, in order of largest number to smallest, Intel, Wells Fargo, Nike, OHSU, Albertsons, and Fred Meyers. Time.
Done. 52 seconds.
Woo.
Nice and tidy. Yeah, I mean, even anecdotally, I feel like there was a lot of stories that we were looking at this week that we decided not to feature about layoffs at social service providers, in school districts, at universities. So the economy is not incredible. I will say, though, that like we are a much larger state than we were in 2008. There was about 3.7 million people back then. There's about 4.3 now. Mm-hmm. So the fact that it's the same number of layoffs, it's like there's more people. So like that partially explains why that number is up.
Yeah, I mean, most of these were Intel. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Like when I said they were the top one, I mean they were like the top one.
Yeah. You know, over 1,000 at Intel as opposed to like maybe a dozen at some of these smaller institutions.
Yeah. All right, John, you ready for yours?
Yeah, count me in.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Oregon has restarted yet another fight with the federal government, this time over the fate of salmon and steelhead in the Columbia River. This comes after President Trump decided to withdraw from an agreement that was passed in 2023 between Oregon, Washington, and several treaty tribes and conservation groups that had ended decades of lawsuits over salmon runs, promised to honor tribal treaty obligations, and committed $1 billion to fish restoration and energy projects. Again, signed in 2023. This was a huge deal. But then in June, the Trump administration issued a memorandum called Stopping Radical Environmentalism to Generate Power for the Columbia River Basin. Didn't really formally explain why this deal was reversed. But, you know, the states of the West are going back about it. They are reopening earlier litigation to try and get this deal reinstated.
58 seconds. Look at you go, John.
Yeah, I mean, just one of many lawsuits that the Western states are involved in against the Trump administration. But like, this is a big one. This really was a huge deal, like a landmark deal when it was passed. And it was the first deal that had ever acknowledged that dams led to a decrease in salmon populations at a federal level.
Oh, man, what a bummer. I hope that, we get that sorted out. Yeah. All right. Well, here's mine. I just want to say that several outlets reported on this next headline, but I'm relying mostly on K2's reporting.
All right. Let's knock it out. 3, 2, 1, go.
In partnership with Portland Police and Clackamas County Sheriff's Office, Gresham Police organized a bust that led to the arrest of a vendor at the Oregon Flea Market on Stark Street, shocking regular customers and other vendors in the establishment. The months-long investigation uncovered $200,000 in stolen goods ranging from clothing, hygiene products, and cosmetics. It was a large-scale stolen merchandise operation that involved 1,200 stolen items found both at the flea market and at the vendor's residence in southeast Portland. No word of this was connected to a burglary ring of any sort. Authorities have given the warning to consumers, though, to keep an eye out for fencing operations like this with this quote: "If there's a store that has brand new name brand merchandise significantly cheaper than everybody else all the time, there's something wrong."
50 seconds. This was a wild one. I mean, I don't want to throw too much shade on flea markets, but like,
They're not all like this, John.
They're not all like this. There's plenty of legitimate vendors, but like the idea that other flea market vendors are just shocked and appalled is sort of funny to me.
Wow. I want everyone at Oregon Flea Market.
Big flea market's going to come for me now.
Who is it? John.Notarianni. By the way, good luck spelling that. Notarianni.
It's my deflection process from angry emails.
At citycast.fm. Every day he adds another R to that name.
Claudia, one thing. So I don't know if you saw it in the article. It was both at the flea market and at this fella's home. And there's a photo of cabinets just full of bottles of lotion
oh my God.
above the sink. So perfect use of AI. I put this image into ChatGPT and asked it to tell me all the different brands of lotions that are in this guy's cabinet. Are you ready?
Yes, please.
Lubriderm Daily Moisture Lotion, Jergens Daily Moisture Lotion, Suave Skin Solutions Lotion, Eucerin Daily Hydration Lotion, Nivea Men's Lotion, Equate Lotion, Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion, Vaseline Intensive Care Lotion, and Gold Bond Healing Lotion.
Oh my God. That's a lot of lotion.
So this guy stole a lot of lotion.
I mean, but we don't know if it was him or not. Do you know
Somebody
what I mean?
stole a lot of lotion.
He could have a lot of children. We don't know.
We don't know. Maybe he just... Maybe that was his personal stash for personal use.
Maybe things kept falling out of trucks, John. We don't know the full story here.
We don't know. We'll keep on this.
Yeah. John, you have our last headline?
Yeah, I'm ready for you to count me in.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Maybe you're thinking about getting a pet. This is a great time to do it because for the rest of September, Multnomah County is offering dog adoptions for just $25. Normally this costs like $60 up to $300. But they are cutting the price for adoptions because our county dog kennels are 98% full.
Oh, no.
The goal is to put at least 50 dogs out into the community in new homes. There's also back to school specials, they're calling them, on other animals. Cats are only $15. Rabbits and small pets are only $5. Of course, there is a licensing fee that you always have to pay on top of that. But it's a great opportunity to get a pet and to help out our county and, to like foster a pet and bring it back to your house. Scene.
Did you just say scene, actor boy?
Sorry. I've been watching a bit of Mr. Show recently.
Scene. Just called you actor boy. Oh my God. He's like, and no longer journalist scene. Oh my gosh. I wonder if they've done this before. I feel like this is like a thing that is done because I know there's always a kitten special. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's also just been a lot of sort of tumult and volatility after the pandemic, right? A bunch of people adopted animals during the pandemic. And then in the years since then, they've had a situation where the adoption rates just dropped a lot. And they've had to do like several times where they've been like, yo, we like still have plenty of animals that need homes. Please help us out.
Yeah.
But, going into the colder months seems like not a bad time to foster a little fuzzy guy.
Yeah. I hate hearing that it's 98% full, though. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we're digging into our mailbag. Traveling after Labor Day might be a cheat code because trails and beaches are less crowded and we're past all those scorching hot days. So if you're looking to explore a bit more of Oregon before the rains come, skip Airbnb and Verbo and hit up Cascadia Getaways. They're locally owned and operated by Oregonians who love this state as much as you do. Plus, they're on average 5 to 15% cheaper than most of these larger vacation rental platforms. They've got stunning homes across Mount Hood, the coast, Central Oregon, and more. And if you're currently in the market for someone to manage your vacation property, Cascadia Getaways is always looking for local partners. Whether you choose to book with Cascadia Getaways or another property manager, remember just to book direct, book local, save money. It's a win-win. Visit CascadiaGetaways.com to book your next trip or connect with their team. That's CascadiaGetaways.com. Hey, all you wine drinkers out there, grape harvest is coming, and I know we're spoiled here in the Willamette Valley, but if you're looking to spread your wine tasting wings, I just made that up. Walla Walla Valley in Southeast Washington is home to more than 130 wineries offering great wines and new vineyard experiences. Like, I've actually been wanting to check out Abeja, which means bee in Spanish, by the way. Their grounds look beautiful, and 4-time James Beard Award nominee chef Mike Easton heads their kitchen. And there are so many other beautiful grounds to explore that are constantly putting on special events and prefix menus. Plus, Walla Walla has a walkable historic downtown core where you can enjoy more farm-fresh fine dining from other celebrated chefs. It's just a scenic 4-hour drive away, and many of these wineries have adorable accommodations on their estates. Head over to wallawalla.org for more info and to plan your visit today. That's wallawalla.org. As some longtime listeners might know, I can't do dairy. I would love to, but my body does not allow it. And it's been so hard finding protein supplements or quick pre- and post-workout fuel on busy days because almost everything that's out there is either whey or milk protein dependent. Fortunately, Huel's Black Edition powder is 100% vegan, and it can either be used as the perfect post-workout recovery meal or as a quick meal if you just don't have time to cook. Huel, spelled Huel, is packed with 40 grams of plant-based protein and 27 essential vitamins and minerals. Plus, there's no added sugar and it's gluten-free. But most importantly, at least to me, is that it actually tastes good. It comes in flavors like salted caramel, chocolate, and cinnamon roll. And Huel just dropped a new product called the Daily Greens Ready to Drink. It's a sparkling beverage that comes in delicious flavors like blueberry, apple, and peach. It's made by dietitians, so it's also jam-packed with nutrients and fiber. You can try Huel for yourself with 15% off for new customers using code Portland at huel.com/Portland. That's HUEL.com/Portland. Fuel your best performance with Huel today. Well, let's jump into our mailbag here. John, do you want to get our first one?
Yeah, I want to start off with a note from Jonah, who sent us a really sweet letter that I wanted to read. Jonah says, I'm a journalist with the German newspaper Die Zeit. I'll be moving to Portland in October, and I just wanted to let you know how helpful your podcast has been preparing for the move. It's given me valuable context on the city's culture, local politics, and everyday life. It's already shaped the way I think about Portland. As I'm getting ready to make the transition, I really appreciate the work that you're doing, bringing out local voices and perspectives. It's not only informative, but also inspiring for someone like me who's eager to get involved in the community and understand the city better. Best, Jonah.
Aww.
I liked that. I thought it was sweet. Thanks, Jonah. Thanks for listening. Welcome to Portland. We're excited to have you. Let us know how it compares to Germany when you get here.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be way better. But that was sarcasm, by the way. Still feeling prickly. Sorry. I do feel sorry for Jonah, though, because I know that Germans eat a lot of bread, and it's like this very cultural thing. And I don't think we have a lot of evening bread. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like you can just go anywhere and get bread. Like, our breaderies kind of shut down at a certain time.
I don't know. I ordered carryout from Pizza Jerk the other day, and I got pan con tomate, like a tomato bread, like on a focaccia, and it was so good.
Oh, my God.
There's good bread out there. There's good bread to be had.
Fine. I love our dynamic, by the way.
Are you jealous of my dinner? Is that what's happening here?
No, I just love that I'm like, I don't know if there's a lot of good evening, like, brat, like, you know what I mean? I'm thinking of, like, German-style bread, and you're just like, well, let me tell you, there's focaccia everywhere, and it's delicious, so...
It's just on my mind. It was super tasty.
That's what I'm assuming. You're just like, listen, I had amazing bread last night. Well, I have one here in response to the first Friday roundup of the month. So this was a couple weeks back. This is from Aisha Khan. Hi, CityCast Portland. I am the reference archivist at the Portland City Archives. I love the podcast. Thank you for all you do. On the episode that aired on 9/5, there was some offhand laughter about the idea of Portland neighborhood flags. Did you know there was a coordinated effort across the neighborhood associations to create neighborhood flags in the 80s? The Portland Neighborhood Flag Project originated after a group of Portlanders visited Siena, Italy, and were inspired by their use of district flags. Nearly 30 flags were put on display in City Hall for Neighborhood Week in April 1985. The project eventually fizzled out, but if you want to review some archival articles and photographs from the project, I collected some material in the link below. You also inspired me to highlight this project this week on our blog, Vintage Portland. So we're going to put that link in our show notes, by the way. And she wraps it up by saying, thanks for letting me nerd out a bit. Aisha.
That is so cool. I did not know that. I want to know what the St. John's flag was circa 1985. Did you look it up?
Yeah, so I looked through all the photos that she sent. One of the pictures that she sent was like maybe St. John's, and I have to agree with Aisha that I think this is the St. John's flag because it was just the part of the cathedral bridge that's just like the legs, so it looks like this never-ending kind of hall of arches.
Mhm.
Like, you go from one end, you look, and it's just arch, 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 arch. They actually made that into a flag, which I
Mhm.
think is really cool. So I don't know. Some of these flags were amazing. I gotta tell you, they were so cool. And the styles were all so different. And it was just so great to see these people just holding their flags so proudly.
I am totally going to dig in on that after we finish taping this episode. Well, I have another comment also from that same episode from Heather P. about a discussion we had about the Pearl. We had Lakiana Drury of the nonprofit Word is Bond on the show, and he expressed how he felt like the neighborhood was an exclusive, affluent place. Heather grew up in Portland, recently moved back to the Pearl District, and said that she didn't really appreciate the shade that we were throwing on the Pearl. She had a lot to say about it. So here's a couple excerpts from her thoughts. Quote, we wanted a place that was in a highly walkable neighborhood, close to TriMet rail transportation, centrally located, ADA accessible, most of all, affordable for us with a household income below the Portland median. Pearl was the best neighborhood that we found that checked all those boxes, particularly in affordability. And she goes on to point out how Portland has needed to address housing shortages and residential infill projects has been a big part of that. The Pearl District is a densely populated neighborhood in the city, and at least part of a solution for affordability with multiple low-income housing buildings and additional units planned in the development of the old post office site. And Claudia, then she went on to just sort of talk about her time in the Pearl and like the civic pride that she sees with people volunteering to pick up trash, participating in events and meetings, and then goes on to say, on the September 5th podcast, it was said that the flag of the Pearl could be "This land is our land." With all due respect, "This land is our land" could also mean that the people of the neighborhood are heartbroken by the city's struggles, as we all are, and are motivated to work together with each other and with the city leadership to literally clean up our side of the street. Maybe if and when the Pearl District comes back stronger with greater equity, economic opportunity, and community involvement, it will be a model neighborhood rather than a misunderstood one. Sincerely, Heather and Ed P. I thought that was lovely. I mean, I love when people just want to rep their neighborhood super hard. And like, heck yeah, Heather. I love it.
Yeah, thank you for writing in, by the way. I love hearing from people, especially about their neighborhoods. I got to be honest. It's one of my favorite things. Speaking of neighborhoods, I have a note here from Nicole P. in response to our Arnold Creek neighborhood guide with Althea Billings.
Yeah.
They wrote, I grew up in that area, and Capitol Highway Deli Market used to have great sandwich offerings, at least in the early 90s. Growing up, we used to get a deli sandwich, chips, and a drink for field trip days. And that is in response to the fact that I stated that I could not find a picture of a single bag of chip or a sandwich at the Capitol Highway Deli Market because it was basically just a bottle shop. I went on their Instagram page, and if you go now, you will see nothing but bottles and bottles of beer. Every picture is a different beer. And I was like, why is it called a deli?
I will say, me and my partner have actually planned a trip to the Capitol Highway Deli Market on the back of that episode, mostly because of their selection of boutique sodas. She's like, unusual flavors of Canada Dry. I am so in. So we're coming for you, Capitol Highway Deli.
Will you report back?
I will.
Awesome. Well, this next one is really sweet. It's more of a request for our listeners. Hi, CityCast Portland team. I hope this finds you well. I'm writing from Melbourne in so-called Australia. Every night I listen to CityCast Portland and it has become a little dreamscape for me. I drift off to episodes about recycling rules, what is on in September, and the best meals under $15, pretending it is all part of my everyday. I am an Indigenous woman, an artist, and a community worker. I live with chronic illness, and I am bedbound at the moment, so small connections mean a lot. If you are open to it, I would really appreciate your help finding a listener or someone on your team who might like to exchange letters or emails. I picture trading small portraits of our cities, notes about community initiatives, the afternoon light, the feel of rain, and the texture of everyday life. I really admire the beauty and uniqueness of the Portland community and would keep these interactions kind and low-key. If this is possible, I could send a short bio and a safe contact method for you to pass on. Anyhow, thank you for your beautiful platform. Portland already feels like a place I visit. Warmly, George.
Oh my God, I love this so much. CityCast Portland Pen Pal Club? Come on.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Who wants to be George's pen pal here?
Raise your hands.
I know, we're both raising our hands.
Show of hands.
Wow, yeah. I mean, thank you so much for writing in, George. I'm so glad. I love also hearing about people discovering our podcast from outside of Portland.
Yeah, and please, anybody out there who wants to be George's pen pal, send us an email, portland@citycast.fm, and we'd love to get you connected.
That's right. All right. Well, this is going to be it for us today. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Happy Wednesday. And we both hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll catch up again on Friday. Well, thanks again, John, for joining me.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Before we head out, we have a quick sponsored interview with Gary Lennett, founder and CEO of Doer, who's telling us more about Doer's new retail store in Nob Hill and their grand opening. Gary, I don't know if you can tell because it's pretty dark over here, but I actually happen to be wearing a Doer shirt.
That is so cool.
You know what's crazy is I didn't even plan it. Just to be totally transparent to our listeners, I received some Doer merchandise and put it on. I went on this super long bike ride, 12, 13 miles to go check out some soapbox racing. It's a whole thing. It's really fun. It's a Portland tradition. And I went to go and I just was like, it looks loose and cool enough. And it kept me so cool. And now it's like, I just wear it all the time. And I just want to thank you.
Well,
is this
nice. A paid advertisement?
Isn't
because
is that crazy?
I mean, that is our brand promise. So I'm glad it's working for you.
Yeah, it's been 90 degrees in Portland. So it's just my go-to shirt now. But for those who haven't gotten free shirts, let's tell them what Doer is, because I was not aware of your company before. I didn't know anything about it. So yeah, lay it on them.
Well, we are an emerging brand, especially in the United States. Our home office is in Vancouver, British Columbia. And we started in Canada, moved into the US about 3-4 years ago. My background is mostly in jeanswear, but I guess it was going back about 10 years. I really wanted to simplify my life. And Doer started with a bike ride because I'm a jeanswear guy and I had a long commute to work. And if I had an important meeting and I still wanted to ride my bike, I couldn't find anything that I would wear because I'm not going to wear sort of synthetic, what I call plastic clothing and try to dress it up. And we called it Doer because it's for everything you could do in a day.
Oh, right? Gotcha. Yeah.
So we're really playing in that intersection between athletic and jeanswear, where jeanswear was too rigid and uncomfortable for a long commute, but athletic wear, I won't dress it up. It's not in my style DNA.
Oh, that's so interesting because it's true. Jeans get, especially when it's hot out, they feel like they're trapping the heat in your legs and they get itchy. It doesn't feel good. I didn't know that this was specific to bike wear, which is very Portland, but it was actually a friend at the Soapbox Derby that I was at. That they told me, they're like, oh, because I was showing off my shirt. She was actually like, hey, nice shirt. And I told her, oh, it's this new company. I hadn't heard Doer. She was like, oh, I actually have a pair of their jeans. Again, not paid, Gary. You're getting all this for free. She was just like, I've had a pair for almost a decade and they're still going strong. And I was like, oh, crazy. I can't wait to wear your jeans. Again, it's been so hot.
And that is the origin story, but we're not really just doing bicycle clothing. For me, it was really about leading this effortless life that allowed me to go through my day without having to change my clothes and really focus on what's important to me, which is being healthy. When you get to my age, that becomes the central goal. And just leading a life that has as much flow in as it as you can possibly get in this crazy, complicated world we live in.
Yeah. And I totally see that in your website, to be honest, because someone had to explain to me that I could ride my bike wearing your clothes. I just thought it was oh, this is a company that has very natural fibers and stuff like that, which is awesome. But this is going to be the first store in Portland, right?
Yes. We sell about 800 retailers in North America, people like Nordstrom's and REI and stuff like this. But we're starting quite an aggressive retail expansion of our own stores in the United States. We're in Denver and LA, and we're opening up San Fran and Portland around the same time.
Oh, cool. So why did Portland feel like the right place to open a store?
We look at a number of different factors, but for me, it really it's about the product-consumer relationship and the fact that sort of aspirational lifestyle where we could ride our bike to work. The climate's relatively moderate. We love the outdoors, but I would even say we love outside. Not necessarily hardcore outdoors, but we love just being outside. And Portland just has all of those attributes. So it's a bit of a no-brainer for us.
Yeah. And you're going to be celebrating the opening of the new location in October, right? That's going to be some good weather, actually. October 17th, October 19th. So tell me about this opening.
Well, we're expecting a big turnout. And it's at 820 Northwest 23rd Avenue, which I love that street. And we're going to have live music from local artists and refreshments. And we're doing a partnership with a very cool local Portland company that does custom bikes. And we've co-designed a bike with them, and we're going to be giving it away. So it's called Breadwinner Cycles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward, to going to a physical store, to getting more of these shirts, to be honest. I want more shirts. And as the weather turns, I'm going to be looking for pants. Right now, the word pant is I can't even think about it. I'm just nonstop shorts. But I'm really excited about having a new place to shop, especially a place to shop where I can, just like you said, get on my bike, not think about it, because it's such a whole deal, as you know, Gary, just packing your clothes in, thinking about 10 steps ahead of what I'm going to be doing today. So this is great.
I look forward to that. We're really excited about this store. We're really about sort of playing in an urban environment. And so we're framing our stores as denim playgrounds. And so come in, and I think you'll have a good shopping experience. And also you'll get to play a little bit too.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, Gary, thanks so much for being here. Again, everyone, check out the new Doer location in Portland at 820 Northwest Avenue or online by going to shopdoer.com. We'll have that link for you in our show notes as well. So you're just a click away. Thanks again for hanging out with me, Gary. And thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thanks, Claudia.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you with Slims.